what a 4 days that's been. What's your reaction to securing the draw?
Well, it's when people talk about 4-day cricket, they often say, oh, well, you can play 4 days and it'd be a draw, it'd be boring. Well, that wasn't boring, really. That was an unbelievable day's cricket. And we saw a fantastic performance by Joe Clarke, backed up by a lot of his teammates in building partnerships with him. Credit to Warwickshire. I mean, I thought they went at it brilliantly, actually, for a really long, hard stint for them in the field. But, yeah, it was a fantastic innings by Joe. And it's meant we've come out with a result that'll make sure that we can stay somewhere in touch with that top of the table.
On Joe, what did that demand mentally and physically? I think, he was off the field for all of 17 overs before coming back out for that second innings. And in these conditions and with that total on the board as well, it must have been pretty challenging.
Well, the first thing you need is belief, because we were so far behind after first innings. We were 400 runs behind. And you've got to break it down. So I think Joe did the most important thing you should do as a sportsman, really, and then keep it really simple. Just play on each ball and be present and really stay in the moment. So he did that yesterday. I think what he did today, was he started again. He set it up mentally in his own head. He was going to start another innings, which he did. To bat 5 sessions and walk off not out, I think for anybody, it's for the select group of players who can do that. And Joe's now joined them. We sometimes see it in the subcontinent. Doesn't always happen in England, but it's something he should be very proud of. What
was the mood like in the dressing room this time yesterday?
Oh, I think it was buoyant. We came in this morning with a clear picture, as we did. I think when we had 2 very poor days, the first 2 days of this game. Make no bones about that. So we put ourselves in a position where we were a long way behind the game. There was a determination to try and do it, but again, you can't look too far ahead. I think 4 down overnight, you're coming today that if you can get past that second new ball, we're going to have a chance on a pitch that was always getting easier to bat on as the game went on, really. I thought credit to Steve Burke, so it was a fantastic cricket pitch. And today it was hard work for Warwickshire. Always when you make a side follow on, the bowlers have got a lot of work to do, and they obviously did that, and towards the end started to fatigue.
Plenty of capable performances alongside Joe's, not least Calvin Harrison towards the end there. What did you make of his approach to the innings when he had to face some pressure and some classic day 4 fields as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really pleased for Calvin. Calvin's worked really hard. I think we've seen a lot of him in T20, and he's worked very hard waiting for his chance in Championship. He certainly bowled well, and that was a key innings. He played well in his debut in the last game, but this had some different challenges. They used the short ball tactic at him. He got out in the first innings to it, so he knew he was going to get it again. And I thought he handled himself really well, actually. Very calm, and really built a crucial partnership with Joe there that eventually made sure we got over the line.
And it's the second draw of this ilk, if you like, from being behind in a game this season in the Championship. So what does that say about the mentality in that dressing room?
Well, we value a point. We copped a bit of stick at Middlesex when people thought we didn't. I think, we tried to force a win. But we value a point. We know the importance in the division of it. We've got a big game coming up against Somerset. So our talk was really clear about, the importance of being able to try and draw the game, because in a league system, it's not only what points you get, it's what you stop somebody else getting. And I think, so in a game like this, it's a 21-point shift with Warwickshire, really. We get an extra 5, they don't get the 16. So, we were clear about what the goal was. To actually achieve that means you need some exceptional performances from individuals and also a collective group effort, which I think we've seen with the bat in this game from the first guys from when, Slater and Hamid walked out and just to start the second innings.
And it is Somerset next in the Championship, but back to T20 before that. It's been a couple of weeks of competing formats. How have you juggled those priorities as a group?
It's been busy. I mean, it's always busy. This is the busiest time of the season for the next sort of 6-7 weeks. We're part way through it. We had a busy first part of the T20. We had 9 games in 15 days, which was more than most, I think. It actually means we get a couple of days now. We don't play T20 till Sunday, so we actually get a couple of days for our lads just to recharge, and then we can practice on the Saturday, then come in on the Sunday at Northants. We've got our big 3 games. 3 games away from home. I think we know if we won all 3, we'd have a chance of being qualified. So that's a fantastic carrot for us as a group. But we'll regroup. But the lads need some time off. The bowlers have had a reasonable break anyway, because we bowled the first 2 days of this game. But yeah, I mean, I think one thing's for sure in this game, we won't forget also that we didn't perform like we should have done in the first 2 days. They were at least a couple of 100 runs over par on that pitch from where we should have been first innings, and we were short with the bat in the first innings as well. So we won't forget that. We'll learn from that, and we'll be ready by the time we get back to Championship cricket in another sort of 10 days' time to hopefully perform better at Somerset.
Look forward to that and to the weekend as well. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, Matt.